In this video, I'm going to be walking you through exactly how to build a profitable trading strategy from scratch. So we're going to be using what you already know, the existing knowledge you have about trading, the little support and resistance you know, as little as what you know, to build a strategy that will consistently make you money and you'll be trading for the rest of your career. Now, before we proceed with building this strategy, we need to understand something. Profitability in trading does not depend only on a trading strategy. There are other things you need to remain consistent and making money in the game as long as you're trading. One of them is a strategy. The other one is managing your risk properly. And then the third is the mindset of a winning trader. You need to understand what really makes us win in this game called trading. It's more than a strategy. Let me explain. A strategy is as simple as a coin flip. When we're playing, let's say we are doing a bottle flip, right? You know this game where you flip a bottle and if it stands, you eat, or if it doesn't stand, you go to the back of the line, right? In that game, people might have different strategies, but you don't know that they have different strategies. Some people would say, don't think about it, just flip the bottle. That's a strategy. Some other people will say, I have to hold the bottle in a certain way and then let go of it lightly. That's actually a strategy. But at the end of the day, no matter how your own strategy is, it's never going to be 100%, right? It's never going to make you always consistently flip. Although you might have winning periods. You might have periods where consistently you flip, you win it, you flip, you get it, you flip, you get it. But it's not going to continue forever, right? And then there might be other people who have maybe better strategies, but somehow they flip and it falls down. They flip the bottle and it falls down. What does this mean? This makes you understand that no strategy is the holy grail, right? Even this one we're about to build now, this is not my personal trading strategy. I'm about to show you the framework you'd use to build a strategy so that you guys that continue hopping strategies and jumping from YouTube videos to YouTube videos, you end it today after this video, right? So like I was saying, a strategy is as simple as a way through which you approach something. So if we're having a business, we have business strategies, right? The way through which we approach our business. Even with creating content, we have methods through which you upload content or put out content. With as many things as possible, you have strategies. But what makes you win at that thing is not only the strategy you apply. It is one of the things, but it's not the only thing. So I need to clear this. No matter what strategy you're using, you're going to lose money and you're going to make money. But the thing is, can you consistently apply that strategy enough to eliminate all the losses you've made? Most times what happens is when we lose money, we go to look for a new strategy that's going to help us recover the money. But I think that is one major reason that keeps all of us stuck in trading, and at the end of the day, you call it trading a scam. So I don't want to rush and just build the strategy or show you the strategy, because it's going to be like every other video you're watching where you pick a strategy and go study. That's not my aim. My aim is by the time we're done with this video, you understand why a strategy serves you, why a winning strategy will still lose you money, and then how to build your own strategy. If you don't want to build your own strategy by the time we're done with all of this, I'm going to talk to you about what to do moving forward, right? So I've explained one very important part, which is there are many strategies and they all have similar outcomes. You might win now and someone else might win later, but at the end of the day, both of you will be profitable, right? Let's come to trading. What you should understand about trading, and most times many of you watching this video have done more than one trading strategy, and it turned out that the strategy you're using does not work. You've used it for a while, it gave you some wins, all of a sudden, in fact, even in that, sometimes in that same day you win double your accounts. That same day, before you know what's happening, you blow your account. Sometimes you win for a period of time, and before you know what's happening, you're losing all the money you made plus more. Seems like the strategy is no longer potent. Seems like the strategy is not longer efficient, or is lost. Maybe you say it has lost the capability of making you money. That's not the case. So this is what it is. A strategy just helps you align with probability. Now, for probability to take place, you need to be doing one thing over and over again. What do I mean? Whatever it is that we're doing that has to do with probabilities, we need to be doing the same thing over and over again. If we're tossing a coin, we need to be tossing that coin the same way over and over again. Keep tossing, and the results keep unfolding. That way, it allows probabilities to be in our favor. I'm talking fast. Probabilities to be in our favor. Now, when it comes to trading, we need one way that will approach the market every single time, every single day, that aside it giving us an edge to win, it allows us to be on the side of probabilities. And remember, for us to be on the side of probabilities, we need to be doing the same thing over and over again. So a strategy would aid us do one thing over and over and over again. So regardless of what the immediate results are right now, we're going to win in the long term, in the long run. We may lose 10 trades right now, we may lose 15 trades right now, right? Depending on the strategy, but at the end of the day, we're going to win in the long run. Now, every strategy has its pros and cons, and how you know the one that suits you is based off of your personal traits and your personality. Okay, I know that you guys are already getting bored. This guy's talking too much. Can we build the strategy? We're going to build strategy, but I'm not going to just give you what I know will not help you. So I'm preparing your mind to receive what it is I'm about to give you. All right. So why we need a trading strategy, first of all, is so that we can have a systematic approach, one way of approaching the market, one way of treating and taking trades, so that we can be on the side of probabilities. Because if we do one thing long enough, we'll be big enough soon enough. I heard this quote somewhere. So if you do one thing over and over and over again, regardless of what the immediate results are, soon enough you just see the results. You get that desired reality that you want for yourself. That's same thing with trading too. So that is why we need a strategy. We don't need a strategy because we always want to be making money. I know that maybe you guys have had the wrong notion of trading. It's not a game where we always make money. Let me give you an instance. The people who make money in casinos and betting and whatnot, the house, right? So that's the casino, the bet companies and whatnot. They understand that so long as they keep doing the same thing every single time, they'll win. Even when players lose, right? You know, if players lose, the house wins, and players wins, the house loses. So even when the house loses and the players win, they're not shaking because of these players won. What if more players are winning? And there'll also be times when a lot of people are winning back to back. They're not still afraid because they know that at the end of the day, they will come out profitable. How? Why? Because they have an edge. What's their edge? Their edge is numbers. They know that if you do this thing over and over again, in the long run, you'll be losing money. And if you're losing money, they're going to be making money. That's exactly how trading is. That's exactly why 90% of traders win. Trading is an industry where we are here to multiply money. But in the process of multiplying money, you will lose some. But if you don't understand that you will lose some, and it's very normal to lose some, then you'll be part of the 90% of traders who don't make money. Because when you lose that one you have, you reset the cycle again. When you're meant to lose some, then win, lose some again, and win. But now we have many other things that are in our favor. Why I said risk management earlier, because risk management, we stand the chance to win 2 to 3 times what we are originally risking. So if we lose one trade, we're going to potentially be making 2-3 times, you know, in the future, or whatever winning trade we have. But let's enough of the talk. Let's get into building strategies. Now, there are 4 key things we need when building a strategy. There are 4 key things we need when building a strategy. 1, we need to have a way of finding direction. We need to have a way of finding direction. Okay, I'll say this is 2. First thing is we need to have a particular time which will be coming to find direction. And when we find direction, we need to know where towards getting. That gives us entry. And then when we get an entry, we also need to know when towards exit. This is the framework for every profitable strategy. If any of these things are missing, you're not having a profitable strategy. Remember, a profitable strategy is not a strategy that will not make you lose money, but a strategy that would make you execute one thing over and over again to finally be profitable, right? Now, how do we build a strategy? It's very simple. Let's use what we already know in our heads. Some of us know, these are the things we know. Basic knowledge. Basic knowledge. Some of us know support and resistance, right? Support and resistance. Let's just have it as res. Some of us know market structure. Right? Other of us know Fibonacci, right? Some of us know Fibonacci. Some of us too know trend lines, right? Trend lines. Some of us know order blocks. Some of us know liquidities, right? LQT. That's what liquidity is. That's why I like to abbreviate it. It's a bad habit, I know. LQT. These are basic knowledge, or basic things in markets that we should know. by the virtue of jumping strategies. It's not like we should know it, but because of our jump strategies, so we've come across support and resistance, market structure. And I think of all of them, the easiest is support and resistance. Support and resistance is basically any reversal point in the market. That's a support or a resistance. So this is support, this is resistance, right? Any reversal point in the market is a support and resistance zone. I don't know what I've told you in the past, but it's as simple as that. Now, we need to use this thing we have, or this knowledge we have, to build on this framework. So this is the framework for a strategy. We need to use this to build on this. How? Now, what time do we have available in the market? When it comes to time, we have London session. We have London session. We have New York session. We have Asia. We have Asian session, and then another one we have is specific inside of those ones, which is called Q zones. ICT boys, you know what I'm saying? Q zones. Now, of all of this, we need one. If you want to do two, you're just stressing yourself. You can, but you're just stressing yourself. Of all these, you need one. And for the course of this strategy we are building, let's use New York. Why? I love New York because it overlaps with London, so it's more volatile. So we have potentials of more moves. So we use New York on this. So by using New York, that means we had one framework in check, New York. So how do we find direction? We need one of these things to be able to tell us direction, either market structure or support and resistance, Fibonacci, trend lines, and whatnot. But for me, let's use the easiest, which is support and resistance. Those of you who know me, I don't trade support and resistance, so you should be appreciating that I'm trying to build a support and resistance trading strategy. And the third one is entry. If we use support and resistance to know where the market is going, what I mean by direction is the market going up or is the market coming down, right? Is the market going up or coming down? That's what direction is. So how do we enter? Let's say the support and resistance helps us to know that the market is going up. How do we know when to enter? What confluence or confirmation do we have? Because the entry is basically going to be a confirmation on what we have up top. And there's something here, there's something that's not here, candle patterns, which is what I think I should use. So for entry, we can use Fibonacci. For entry, we can use, I don't like trend lines for entry. We can use other blocks, but support and resistance. So support and resistance and other blocks don't get together. So let's say candle patterns. So 7 will be candle pattern. And what candle pattern? I would like to use them engulfing. Right? Engulfing. If you don't like candle engulfing, if it doesn't suit you, if you don't have so much confidence in it, you can use Fibonacci. But it's going to Fibonacci is going to mean you have a later entry than we who will be using engulfing. You can also use support and resistance again. Yes, you can still use market structure, meaning if this is a resistance zone now on the 4 hours, you want to see price break structure like this, and then maybe if price break structure, you can enter on 50% of fib levels somewhere here. That's gonna be still beautiful still. But let's just use engulfing. It's the simplest one. I want it to be as simple as possible. And what's our exit? We can choose to exit on the next support zone. We can choose any of these. But what I rather like to use is risk. So we can exit with when we're at 1:2 hour, that'll be our exit. So now on the other hand, we need to know what time frame to work on. For our direction, let's take something in the higher time frame. So let's say for our direction, we'll be using H4 or H1. Then for entry, we need to step lower. So if H4 gives us direction, so maybe on the M5 or M15, we should be able to have our entries. And for exits, we don't need any time frame. So it's similar to M5, M15. We just need a 1:2 hour. So that's the framework of a strategy. So now we've just listed out the framework. We need to make it rule based, because it's only when we have laid out rules or laid down rules that we can follow it systematically. So having like this can just be some discretionary thing. We come on charts, or we look for a resistance, we look for a support. But what we really need is break this thing down to rules, what people call your trading plan, your plan, what you come and execute on every single day. So let's break it down. For the rules, here's what we need. Step 1, come in come in at New York. And what time in New York? What time is New York? So I'm very conversant with New York local time, Eastern time. So you can convert it. I also give you the conversion to your local time if you need it. Just ask me in the comments. But New York, that means we're going to be coming in at 7 a.m. Eastern time all the way to, that's going to be 12, right? All the way to 12 p.m. Eastern time. Then the second step is on the 4 hours. We're looking for support and resistance. But what exactly are we looking for when we're talking of support and resistance? We're looking for zones, S and R zones. S and R zones. I hope this writing is not too small. Closest to price. Closest to price. What does this mean? This helps us, this rule will help us not clutter our chart with support and resistance level. So it's only the ones close to price that we're looking forward to. Because look at this, we are trading New York session, we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have like 6 hours. God in heaven knows I can't trade for 6 hours. But we have like 6 hours. We're looking at what will happen in the next 6 hours, and that's it. Right? So we're looking for the support and resistance zone that will be very close to price. And then step 3 will be our entry, will be an engulfing entry on engulf. Let's write that out. Entry on engulfing, right? And step 4, exits at 1 to 2 RR. Just put we just give ourselves a trade plan, right? But this is not enough. This is not enough. We're not even close to building yet. We're like 50% on track. We're halfway there. So what's the next step? We have this trading plan. Now we need to test the proficiency of this trading plan. But before we even test the proficiency, we need to first master our ability to spot it whenever it shows up. How do we do this? We will have to do what I call hindsight study. Hindsight study. So this is basically we going to see what price has done already and look out for where we can spot it. This will be training your eyes to be able to identify your setup. This is your ideal setup. At New York local time, at New York session, you're looking for support and resistance zones closest to price, and if we find them, if price hits a support or a resistance, we look for engulfing the opposite side, right? Engulfing towards where price is. So let's say price has hit this level, we're looking for now an engulfing towards where? This resistance zone. But we're going to get to the resistance zone. Oh no, if we just get 2 times our risk, we're out. That's it. Now I guess we are good with this. So speaking on hindsight study, how do we go about hindsight study? Now we need to look at how price has been reacting to our trade setups or our trade plan. Very soon I'll be getting on charts and I'll show you exactly how you study in hindsight. We're basically going to be opening a particular trading day, look at what price has done in relation to our strategy, only our strategy. So that way it's going to give us pattern recognition. We're going to be basically mastering and having faster recognition or faster speeds of recognizing the setup. That's the only time we can progress from hindsight. So basically progress from hindsight to backtest. In the backtest, this is all before we even say we want to place a trade. So you see how all those strategies you'll be finding on YouTube, you have been doing them wrong. Now in the backtest, we go and test how proficient, how potent is this strategy. So aside us going to know how potent, there are basic things backtest does for us. First things first is it helps us with understanding. The understanding here is it helps us understand if this strategy would align with my personal trading goals or my personality, right? If this trading strategy will align with my personality, for example, now I just looked at that thing and it's basically we're looking for setups from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. I can't do that. Max I do is 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I'm done for the day. I don't like to be on charts too much because it just helps me avoid taking multiple trades, because I bet you those times you used to blow your account. It's not the first trade of the day that blows your account. It's when you've done multiple trades in a day and then your emotions are everywhere and you're trying to recover your money. Then you find out that you start doing stupid things and you blow your account. I've gone way past that stage. No matter how hard I try, I can't take more than 2 trades in a day. No matter how hard I try, even if I like, let me lose, and they say, oh, there's the next trade is an insider trade, I will not take it. I just can't take it. That's how much I've built discipline over time. It wasn't easy to get here, but you will certainly get there if you put your mind to it, right? So backtest helps us know if this strategy will suit our personality first, and then it gives us an idea of what to expect in terms of returns. For example, with my system, I know I can't lose for more than 4 or 5 trades in a row, except things are somehow. And I know that I can't easily win 10 trades in a row. It's very rare. So my system has a very, a very shallow steep. We're not going down and then all of a sudden we're going up. It's very, it's very consistent. We're just riding that wave. 2 losses, 3 wins, 1 win, 2 losses, 1 loss. Just keep riding that wave. Maybe some break evens. That's how we ride. Just like that. You're scaling up and you're going. Not there's a dip of 10 losses in a row. The next stop, boom, 15 wins. I don't like that type of thing. It doesn't work with me well, because I just need stable mind. Because when I'm handling huge funds, I need a stable mind. I don't want to be negative $30,000. Why now? So those are the things that backtest will teach you. Then after the backtest session, the next thing you do is you demo trade. So what are you demo trading for? Because you want to now see how you react to the strategy in real time. Backtest is replay. It's like in the past. Okay, it's in the past, but there's something you do in all of these sessions. It is journal. This pen is about to go faint. Journal and documents. Document everything, every single thing. You're going to be documenting everything. Why? Because in times of need, this is what's going to help you know whether the strategy works or not, because you get on losing streaks, and the things you learn from here is what's going to make you a master of that strategy. I know all these things sound like a whole lot of job. It's sounding like too much work. But first things first, let's see if we can get on charts. And I'll probably see if I can test the strategy out with you, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to be sharing the screen on here now, so you guys can see. And something I forgot to state is the market will be trying this thing on. Now we're going to be doing this on let's say 2 basic markets. One is gold. Well, look, why am I picking gold? I don't trade gold, but I'm picking gold because it's very active in New York session, right? It trends in New York session. And then we'll just do another indices markets, like let's say NAS or 30, right? NAS or US 30. One of these we'll pick any of these, or maybe we can do all 3 of them. So let's start with XAU USD. It's been a while I've been on that market. XAU USD, that's what I want to start with. So that way it's gonna help us get better at it. XAU USD. So let's try to see what price has done the last 1 week of trading. So let's go to, like, let's say Monday last week. So that's going to help us in perspective. Now we're coming into the market at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, at 7 a.m. Eastern time, we need to go back to 1 hour time frame to help us know exactly where the 7 a.m. Eastern time is, because that's exactly where we're coming into the market. 6, 7. All right. So around that level, I already see that we're at a resistance zone. So we're trying to mark out zones close to us, right? So I see this is a point where price reversed. And there's also another one here, which is also a point where price reversed. I think these are the 2 basic ones that are really close to us. Let's look at the 4 hours, so I will show that we're on track. Exactly, the 4 hours just makes it make more sense. Same thing. So you see that the zones I marked on the 1 hour is visible on the 4 hour. I don't trade support and resistance. I'm doing this for the very first time. Now 15 minutes time frame and 5 minutes, so we're going to be getting entries. But for me specifically, I think we're going to prefer to fuck with the the 5 minutes in this case, because we have very short zones. So what does this mean? 7 a.m. Eastern time. So it means that price came here first, but we need an engulfing to get in. Now 15 minutes is looking very cluttered, so we'll use 5 minutes to see if we get something better. So I think the first trade we're going to be taking is going to be a buy trade, a bullish trade, and if that fails, then a bearish trade next. 2 trades per day max. So let's look at what we have here. So this was exactly where price came into that zone at around 7:35. Remember, we're trading from 7 to 12. Okay, so around 7:35 is when price came into that level, and we need to see an engulfing. That means price engulf a candle, showing us that we're having bullish strength. I don't know how to do this engulfing thing, but one way I know is this. So let's see, this is where testing comes. So let's say this is a down candle, right? For it to engulf, this one needs to cover it. But the question I've never asked, because I've never had a mentor on support and resistance, the mentor was ICT based. So the question I never asked is, what if this is an up candle? Like, see what we have here. See what we have here now. Is this not engulfing? I don't know. I think so. But all the same, we'll try. It's only when we backtest that we can find out if we are right or wrong on that pattern of engulfing. So all the same, look at this. So let's say we're going to having two types of traders here now. Trader A, who thinks an engulfing is only when price covers this down candle. That means he's going to be having his entry here, and your stop loss will be below the candle that had the engulfing. So look at what I'm saying. So trader A, who thinks this candle needs to be engulfed, will be having his entry at this close, and then your stop loss will be the candle right below the candle that engulfed, and you need to go for a 1 to 2, which you see that this obviously didn't get to a 1 to 2. So in my opinion, I think we're going to be hitting break even, because this is a resistance zone, and you know what happens at a resistance zone. Most likely we're going to be having reversals. So if price gets to this zone, you should be closing, but you should be closing your risk. But if it's trader B who thinks this is an engulfing and enters on this level with stops below the engulfing candle, right? This is the candle that engulfed, stops below the engulfing candle, and maybe 2R, we're going to hit TP in no time. Okay, so let's assume trader A hits break even while he was trying to buy, or you get here now around 9 o'clock. We have another trade opportunity. What's the trade opportunity? Sells. Why? We got into a 1 hour zone, right? Or if that's also a 4 hour zone too, and most likely we're looking for down moves. So we need to see the engulfing. That's our entry criteria. At the close of that candle, stop loss should be above engulfing candle a little bit to go for a 1 to 2. Yes, that's take profit hit. Interesting. I'm not amazed that these things are hitting take profits, because I understand that every strategy in the market makes money, but it's just that we're going to still have losing periods. You see it, hopefully, except this is some sort of winning streak of some sort. So that is that for that day. 2 trades for the day, and that's it. I'm not doing any other thing. Moving all the way to the next 7 a.m. The next 7 a.m. Okay, so on the next 7 a.m. we're looking for zones closest to us, and from what I see, I see this. I don't know if that is what you guys would call a zone. What is their name? Support and resistance always. But let's look at 4 hours. If that tallies too. Let's look at 4 hours. Yeah, I think that is also, well, I don't know. For the 4 hours, we'll actually also mark out this one up here too. You know, this one up here too, that level. But I think there's not going to be any trade on XAUSD today. Let's look again. So 7 a.m. Well, exiting at 12. So see where 12 is. So there was no trade for me here. There was no zone that I was going to buy towards. I was going to buy away from. It's only selling away. So on this particular day, there's nothing for me to trade on gold. So we'll have to look at what happened on what US30. So let's just look at US30. What day was that even, Seth? That was Tuesday, October 28th. So let me use my next tab here and pick up US30. For NAS, let's do NAS. I think NAS trends more. NAS 100. Okay. So we're looking at, that was a Tuesday, 28th October 28th October. I don't think there's anything here. What is this? I don't see anything here at all. Tuesday 28th. There's nothing here at all. Let's look at US 30. US 30, 28th October. Let's look at the 4 hours anyways. I think there was something that happened that day because price action is weird. Let me look at the 1 hour again. So I don't think we're getting any trade on that 28th. Just in case you're confused, I'll show you. See where we're coming in, 7 a.m. right? That's 7 a.m. There's no zone around price. The only one was here. The only one was here, which is where price is not. I would even call that a proper zone per se. And if at all wanted to have anything, it should have been here, where price retested that support and made it, retested that resistance and made it a support. So there'll be no trade on that day. So back to XAUSD. So you see that on Monday there have been a trade, on Tuesday no trade. So back to on Wednesday, let's see what's going to be playing out on Wednesday. On Wednesday we're looking at 7 a.m. Looking at 7 a.m. and we're looking for zones around 7 a.m. So on the 1 hour time frame, I see something, but let's look at the 4 hours just for context sake. Okay, on the 4 hours, this previous zone we used can be extended, and also this, right? Also, what this is going to be like a zone that's going to be support turn resistance. So it means it tallies with that one that we saw there on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Okay, so I can delete this one I have here on the 1 hour now and extend this all the way, but it's already, price has already gone above it anyways. I don't know if that still work for you guys, but all the same, it's still within the area. If we're extending the zone, it's still very valid. It's still within that area. It's still within that area. So I think it's still valid, very valid. It's still within that area. Now, what are we looking out for? We're looking out for 5 or 15 minutes engulfing away from it, past our time. So the 5 minutes is choppy a bit, so I think the 15 minutes might be much better. Let's see. Okay, so this will be the case. 7 a.m. is when we're coming in. Price was already dwelling inside there, so we need to see some, some healthy drop, which, if you think this was it, you might enter on this, which it could possibly be, and you have your stop loss hit, right? You have your stop loss hits right there. You get me? Stop loss hit. But since you can take 2 trades a day, I mean, you want to see another engulfing, which will come up here. You want to see another one, which is this one. Clearly, it showed you, oh, there's bearish strength. So if you enter on that one, short position on that one, with your stop loss, where now? With your stop loss above the candle, you can easily get your 1 to 2. Where is that 1 to 2 now? Okay, you can easily get your 1 to 2, and that's going to be like a TP hit trade. But although you might have this fear you, but you will not get stopped out, right? So I think this is also very valid. So this day would have been 1 loss, and then maybe next trade will hit TP, except you come in kind of late. But if you came in exactly at 7, then that's what's going to potentially be happening. But if we had price push up here very well and then return to this point, we might be looking for buys towards this level. Man, I'm loving this strategy already. I'm looking for buys towards this level. I mean, if you're still in this video to this point, you're a legend, and it shows that you're actually growing. So this is basically how to test out a system. I'm seeing it already, I'm loving it, and I can go on and on, but this video will get too long, right? So we've basically started from scratch and we're building something that clearly works. This is not enough. Now what you need is, I'm going to be taking this laptop and putting it aside. Now what you need is you see what I did? What I did was just hindsight. Now you need to go to replay. You do enough hindsight till you're able to understand the system. You can spot it. And the next step is you're going to replay to backtest and gather data. You're trying to gather data on how profitable, how proficient it is. To me, I think that's a beautiful system, because if you're active, price is always going to be somewhere around the zone at every given time. But do you see how I apply time? Have one particular time I come in every trading day so that I can be executing the same setup over and over again, and hence be on the side of probabilities. After you backtest the trades, next step is get a demo account, a demo 1K. Don't go and get a $100,000 demo account. Get demo accounts that you know that you can afford to get on a live account. So if you have $1,000, you can get a $1,000 demo account or a $500 demo account. Or if you're going to go the prop firm route, get a 10K, 5K demo account and test for yourself. See how the P&L will be fluctuating in actual trading. If you do that for some time, next step is your live trading. But basically, I've just given you the walkthrough of how to use what you know, and turn it into a money-making machine, which is your strategy. What makes you money is the fact that trading is a numbers game. Trading is a numbers game, and you need probability. So if you're against probability, you know what I want to write? That's not the spelling. If you're against probability, you cannot be profitable. How are you guys always losing money? Because you're always resetting. Every time you turn something in your strategy, you're always resetting. You jump in your strategy, you're always resetting. I've just given you how to build a strategy. Although the problem is some of you might not have the time to go through all of this. I understand. Now, I'm a very firm believer that money loves speed, and it's going to take you a while. It's going to take you some months, if not half a year, to put together this strategy that I've just given you and make it work. Why? You need to gather a lot of data, a lot. I mean, years and years and years. You need to backtest and do a lot of hindsight till you master it and it becomes like the back of your palm. Despite how this strategy looks beautiful to me, I can never try and trade it. Why? Because it's going to cost me a lot of time, and time is money. So my personal strategy I didn't even do it myself. I paid a mentor, and I had access to his strategy, which he has studied over the years, and it means I'll basically do lesser study. So I just was with him for like 3 months, and I was able to start trading. So while I was trading in my spare time, I was now gathering data for the sake of the confidence. What am I trying to say? So you guys watching me right now, you might have done a lot of strategy hopping and it's crazy, and now I'm giving you the blueprint of how to actually build your strategy. But the point is, it's going to take you time. If you have time on your side, you can do this. But if you don't have time, all you need is someone's strategy who works for them, and then you understand the intricacies of what makes the strategy work. For example, when I'm with my students, I always tell them the real things that has made me profitable and the real things that are making them profitable. When they pass these challenges and make money for themselves, I actually tell them that, it's not the strategy. And you see a lot of traders say, oh, I'm the GOAT. No, it is we aligning with probabilities, and then probabilities being in our favor that allows us to be profitable long term. Now, but how dangerous? It's not easy to align with these probabilities because you're losing money. I mean, your money is going down. So how can you still stay put? You need a whole lot of psychology building. You need a whole lot of talks, a whole lot of sessions that will make you understand and be in the mindset of a profitable trader. It's not easy to come by, but you need that consistent backing. That is why I always recommend mentorship programs for people. I know that yes, the trading industry is becoming very bad. It has very, very bad PR, and people say, oh, mentors are making money from you and all whatnot. But the truth is, if you see someone who knows what they're doing, you know when someone knows what they're doing, right? You can't come and tell me now that, oh, Prince, you're making money off mentorships. How? Because everything around me was gotten even before I opened my first mentorship program. So how is it that you're making money from mentorships and still you guys request? That's the funny thing. You see your request, oh, please put us on. But now finally open the program. So what am I trying to say here? Now, my mentorship is currently not open, but then I have the course. The course is usually a joint package with my mentorship, but I've separated that course, and that course is everything you need. It has both psychology sessions from the mentorship. It has, you can go and check it. The link is in the description below. So before you can pay, you can go on, check it and see everything that's in there. A whole bunch of topics that will take you from exactly where you are to a point where you understand how I trade and understand the psychology behind what makes you profitable. For me, of the 3 pillars, I think the most important is psychology, because if you have the right psychology, you can basically come every day, 9 a.m. Eastern time, and buy every single day. You have a 50% win rate, and the beautiful thing, if you do that long enough, you're going to make money. It's crazy. Yes, you're doing that because you don't have an edge, but you might not make money like someone now, like me, who has a profitable edge. Meaning, the word edge implies I have an advantage over you, because I have a way through which I approach the market that makes me make more money than I lose. Do you understand? Having also risk management on my side, whereby if I'm risking $10, I'm going to make $20. If I'm risking 1,000, I'm going to make in 2,000, 3,000. Right? These are the basis behind trading profitably, not trying to flip accounts or trying to get the best strategy, or someone telling you, oh, my strategy is better than the other. I used to be people that used to think, oh, you need a profitable, a holy grail strategy to be profitable. But the truth is, you just need to understand what makes any strategy profitable. So yes, those people who tell you every strategy work, they're very correct. Now, if you have the time, go deep down and get this thing for yourself. Trading is a skill set where you are equipped with the knowledge of multiplying money. That is actually what it is. You will learn how to multiply money. But the point here is, do you have the time to sit down and study? If you have the time, do what I've just told you. If you don't have the time, get a mentor, get a course. What course do I recommend? Nobody's course but my course. That's the truth, because I know what I've put into it. The course is in the description, so you can go check it yourself. Get the course, sit down, study everything that is in there. If you have questions, my DM is everywhere, right? You can find it on any of my videos. You find the link to my DM. Ask me questions. In the course too, you get access to the academy's email, so you can email us at any time and ask us questions, and you're going to get answers to your questions, right? So basically, what you do, get the course, sit your ass down. At least with the course, with a month or two, you should be good. Go through everything you have there. Now, what is that course giving you? A strategy that has been making me and other people money consistently. So that way, you don't need to bother yourself and do too much. You just need to exactly pick it up and replicate. My strategy is even simpler than this thing I'm showing you right now. It's crazy, I know, because I understand that it's in doing numbers that the money is made, not in one home run. Okay, so that's what I basically have, and I've just given you the walkthrough of how to build a profitable strategy from scratch.